Hey Faizan, first of all, thank you so much for choosing Races 360. My name is Weiron. I'm so glad to be a coach. And first of all, also I just want to say that I'm really, really impressed. You've definitely got a lot of talent back in there, and you know what you've achieved here at Watkins Glen. I think that you've done an amazing, amazing job. You've pretty much almost everywhere placed the car exactly where I'd like you to be. So really good stuff, really, really good stuff. And I think there's so much we can just build on and just fine tune from here on, because all of your basic fundamentals are superb. Now we're just about fine tuning, trying to find a tenth or two in every corner, and I think we can easily achieve that, because I see one common, not to say a mistake, but something in common that I see in every corner, where there is a hard braking zone, which we are just losing time in general. So in a way, it's good news, because you're not making mistakes in areas, and different mistakes in different areas. It's a pretty common one, which I think if you fix it in one corner, you can fix it in all of the corners. So without further ado, let's get started, and let's start with turn one. So here we are on the front straight of Watkins Glen. I'm just going to pause here really quickly, and if we take a look at your, of course, it's a little bit more difficult without the throttle and brake sensor, but I can still sort of see from the reaction of your body in the car, and also from the G meter on our left here. So if we just pay attention to this part, and I'm just going to slow mo it from here. So your braking point is around the 400 mark. And if I just slow mo this, we can see the G meter start to move up to the front. Obviously, you're braking and all the force is moving forward, but in a very, very gentle manner. So what this means also is that you're not braking hard enough. You're not hitting the pedal hard enough initially. And by doing so, we just lose a lot of time from the point of braking until the entry of the corner. So what I'd like you to do is keep your same braking distance. If you're braking at, if your braking marker is currently at between the 400 to 300 mark, I think it's around the 300 mark. Keep it at that point, and I want you to hit the pedal as hard as you can, and then start to bleed off, rather than a soft approach and then bleed off. So let me just draw a quick graph here, just so that you get an idea. So for example, we're entering this corner right now. We get off the throttle, and then I'm just going to change the color, let's say orange. And then we start to hit the brakes in sort of this manner, and then we get on it, and then we get off before the corner. Instead, I'd like you to try, I'm going to change this to green. So this is your braking trace. Ignore the throttle trace for now. This is your braking trace. You get on the brakes, but nice, gently, progressively on, and then you hold it for a sec so that you're decelerating, and then you start to bleed off before you turn into the corner. What I'd like you to try is hit the pedal as hard as you can initially, hold it for longer, and then start to bleed off. And this will allow you to maximize your deceleration going into a corner. So obviously this is just an illustration, just to show you that what you can achieve by just hitting the pedal harder initially and just holding it before you start to bleed off. All of this extra space, all of this energy can be collected by just hitting the pedal harder initially, and just commit to it, because I'm very, very sure that you will find at this point, if you brake at the 300-meter mark and you try this technique, you will definitely slow down way more and way quicker before you even approach the entry into turn one. And so by doing so, you start to get the feeling, okay, I can decelerate that quickly. I can now push the boundaries and brake a little bit later, but keeping the same braking technique. So that's what I like you to try and do. I think that's the only thing I want to change at turn one, because the rest of it, the place where you're placing the car is beautiful. You're all the way on the left here. And then your turn-in point is beautiful just before the cone, using all of the curb on the right, and you get a beautiful exit, again, using all of the road on the exit. So we're just trying to increase and maximize all of our entry speed by decelerating as quickly as possible. You'll be able to then brake later, and you'll find that it's way, way, way more efficient. Also, one thing to note down, I feel that you could probably go down with a gear, because the exit of this, if I just play this with a little bit of sound, we can hear that the exit sounds like it's a little bit bogged down and the revs are quite low. So I think you can go one gear down, and by going one gear down, that would also help you decelerate quicker in a shorter distance. So try that first and then see how that goes progressively. So beautiful line nonetheless. Again, beautiful line going through turn 2. Just one thing I noted down, I felt that from what I can hear, that you're sort of playing with the throttle midway through turn 2, just trying to feel where the grip is. And I completely understand that from a racing background, but it would benefit you more if you could try and commit to throttle in a smooth manner, in a more smooth manner, rather than trying to just, get on and off the throttle, trying to feel the grip. That will just lose you time, especially when you're going uphill. So we can just hear you just like playing, feathering the throttle a little bit, but not to worry, not a big deal. Your line is beautiful, so much talent, and flat out all the way until bus stop. So remember, just try and commit to throttle when you can going up that hill. I think that will benefit you big time. Now, again, braking going into bus stop, your line going through bus stop is wonderful. I don't want to change that because you are nailing every single apex. The only thing I would change again is obviously the braking, the braking going into bus stop. Hit the pedals harder initially, and that would just allow you to stop the car and decelerate much quicker in a shorter distance. That you would gain the time by just braking into the corner. But everything from then on, just keep what you're doing. You're turning in at the right point. Beautiful stuff. Nailing this apex, mullering through it, and you're just on the correct part of the circuit all the way through. So this part I really like and very impressed. So remember, brake at the same place you are going through bus stop. And I think over here we're braking at around, we start braking at between 5 to 400. Just before the 400 mark, we can see our G meter on the left here. So again, if I just play this slow-mo, we can see that your G sensor just slowly creeps to the front, whereas it should just bounce to the front. Then okay, I've got on the brakes hard enough, and all of that force is going to the front. And by doing so as well, you'll find that you have a lot more front grip, because the dynamics of the car works as if, imagine if you're going through the straight and your platform is quite flat and you hit on the brakes, all of that weight transfer goes to the front, and then therefore you have a lot more front grip. Whereas if we're progressively going to the front, we just lose all of that dynamic that we can create and get more grip to the front. So it will help you in a lot of ways by just hitting the pedal harder initially. Nonetheless, great stuff here. Go through this apex, nice straight line on the exit, and approaching turn 5. The one thing also I feel that you could improve here. Again, your line going through turn 5 is almost near perfect. I would try and go a little bit wider here on entry and not turn in too early, because I feel that we're just hugging the corner all the way through turn 5. And by doing so, you're not able to just get on the power. Whereas if we try to place our car slightly to the left, just about half a car width to your left, going on entry, just opening up the radius of the corner, that will allow you to carry more speed going in to the corner. And then again, where you apexing at where the cone is perfect. Don't stop doing that. Just place the car slightly to the left on entry. You'll be able to carry more speed going in, and then get off the throttle. It will help you rotate the car to make the apex. So just carrying this line. So at the moment, sort of, if I'm just going to draw very, my drawing is not great, but I'm just going to illustrate. Oops, sorry about that. I'm just going to illustrate what the kind of lines that we're doing right now, just with this. So imagine like if we're sort of like turning in this way, I would try and place my car over here and turn in to the same point. So just going slightly wider, half a car width to the left, that will help you a lot on entry speed going in. Apart from that, again, beautiful stuff. Really, you just nailed the apex here. Your throttle point is spot on. and your exit here, beautiful stuff. You're keying back all the way to the right, preparing for turn 6, sorry. And turn 6 for me is probably the perfect corner that you've executed all round. You just nailed every single bit. You're good on the brakes here. You're turning at the perfect time. You make your apex right at this cone. Beautiful stuff. And you nail the exit. So really, really wonderful job here, Faizan. Now, again, going into turn 7, similar situation. I'd like you to just, again, commit to the braking point. Brake at, if we play this in real time, you can hear that there is a long pause before you, as when you get off throttle and when you get on the brake, there is a long rolling time where we're not doing anything and the car's just not doing anything. So I'd like you to, as soon as you get off the throttle, hit the brakes, commit to one of the boards or commit to your braking point and just hit the pedal as hard as you can. Again, you'll find that you'll decelerate much quicker in a shorter distance. You can just see on the G meter right here on our left, it just sort of like creeps forward, and you know that there's not much braking efficiency going on at the moment. And then your line through here, really like this turn-in point is perfect. You're utilizing all of the uphill camber so that you can maximize the grip here, nailing the apex again, and then beautiful stuff on the exit, just using all of the road. So really this whole lap is almost near perfect. We're just fine-tuning some areas, and it's mainly to do with the braking point. So again, here with the braking point, I think you're braking just at the 200 mark. I think that's a good spot to brake, good spot to hit the brakes. Again, just commit to it. Don't worry, because if you commit to it, the most that can happen is just you slow down way before the apex, and that's a good sign, because that tells you, all right, my deceleration distance have suddenly become half the distance of what I normally used to be. So now I can then push my braking point to a much later point. So really, really nice job here. Again, you're just beautiful stuff, perfect execution at the apex. And this is really what I like to see. 2 wheels on the curb, using all of the road on exit. You're just leaving no room behind. And then you immediately come back to the right, preparing for the left. And a lot of drivers struggle to do that. So you should be really proud that this is almost like natural instinct, that you're coming to the right, preparing for the left. Again, the braking here can improve. Just commit to it. Remember, if you fix one corner, all of the rest will just follow naturally. You wouldn't even have to think, I need to brake hard here, 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 and here. Just focus on one single corner, focus on turn 1. You fix that, all the rest will change immediately, because you'll have a completely different feel of how efficiently you can get on the brakes and how efficiently you can decelerate. So good stuff here. Again, just nailing the apex and nailing the exit. You're not really giving me a lot of things to coach you here on Faizan, honestly. You're just nailing it and just perfectly executing every single corner. Here is good. You're carrying good speed. If anything, I felt that you could probably do with a smaller lift going into turn 10, just to carry a little bit more entry speed, to the point where you start to feel like you're going into a slight understeer. That's when you know, all right, I'm now at the limit and I can start to back off. But at the moment, I feel like there is still a little bit of room to push that entry speed. And all you have to do is just get off, just lift a little bit less, or probably just lift a little bit later and carry a bit more entry speed. Yeah, definitely. You can definitely carry a bit more entry speed and maximize all of this curb on exit. You could probably put 2 wheels just over here on the right. 2 wheels on that side would give you an indication, I've carried enough speed. Now I'm forced to use all of that road on exit, and 2 wheels there would be just nice. Now heading into the last corner of Watkins Glen, braking point's good, turning point's good. I love that you're super smooth with the steering wheel. I really love that. Nailing the apex, again, nailing the exit. Beautiful stuff here. So Faizan, you've done a really, really wonderful job. Really great effort. You've definitely got a lot of talent under your belt, and let's just fine tune this area. Let's fine tune it's most of all just all of your braking points. Just commit to the braking. If you slow down way before the apex, that is a good sign. You know that I can now decelerate way more efficiently. I can now push the braking point. And in a Porsche Cayman, I believe that you have PCB brakes or the Porsche ceramic brakes. That would definitely help you because the initial bite on those brakes are really, really sensitive, and you will definitely get a good bite if you hit it hard initially. It wouldn't give you a soft feeling, I believe. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think if those are the brake options that you have on your car, I think that would, you shouldn't be afraid to just really hammer the brakes on the at the braking points. But apart from that, really good stuff. I enjoy watching a video. Thank you so much for sharing this with me. And if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me or any other coach on Races 360. We'll be happy to help you. Good luck on your next outing, and I hope to see you at the next one. Cheers.